it's Ariel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. It is summer, it is gorgeous out here in Paris, and I know a lot of you guys are planning your trips to Europe or to France in the coming months. And so I wanted to take this video to give you guys 15 very useful and very beginner-friendly words and phrases that I think will help you guys in your travels to France this summer. A lot of these words are going to be beginner level terms, but some of them are also little tips and tricks that I myself have picked up along the way that I think will be useful and maybe even help you save some money or have a better time during your trip. The first word I have for you guys is, of course, bonjour, which is a way to say hello to someone that you're speaking with. But to the same category of greetings, I want to add bonne journée and bonne soirée, which are two ways to say goodbye to someone politely, whether you're leaving during the day, which is bonne journée, or the evening, which is bonne soirée. You might want to use this if you are meeting someone for coffee and you part ways. You could say bonne soirée. Or even if you purchase something in a little store and you're saying goodbye to the cashier, you could say bonne journée. The second term I have for you guys is also along these same lines of greetings, and it's the word enchanté. This one confused me a little bit when I first got to France because people will often greet you by saying enchanté, which is basically a way of saying nice to meet you. And it's hard to know what to say in return, and I've asked all my French friends what you would say. And they have told me that if someone says enchanté to you, you say enchanté back to them to tell them that it's nice to meet them as well. Next up, we have the word métro, which you will use all the time if you're traveling to Paris. Métro means subway, or it could also mean subway stop. And in the same category of transportation, I want to add bus, which is bus. You also have aéroport, which is airport, and you have gare, which is train station. When it comes to transportation, you'll also want to have the phrase aller-retour handy in your vocabulary toolbox because when you're buying tickets, people will often ask you if you want an aller or a retour or an aller-retour, which means there and back. The next two terms are going to be very useful to you if you're going to be dining out on your trip. You have a carafe d'eau, which means free tap water for the table. I think this is a very useful one to know because all the restaurants in Paris and France, I think, have a legal obligation to give you free tap water. But if you don't know to ask for this and you just say a bouteille d'eau, which is a bottle of water, they might want to scam you and charge you like €5 for a bottle of water. So if you're looking for free tap water for the table, that's going to be called a carafe d'eau. And another term for any restaurant goers is going to be l'addition s'il vous plaît. And this is if you're looking to get the bill, you want to wrap things up, you want to head out, you want to pay, you're going to ask the waiter for l'addition s'il vous plaît. If you get a little hungry, you might want to pop into a bakery or boulangerie to pick up a baguette, which I think we all know, but baguette is like a French stick. The word that I want to teach you though is actually a tradition, which is, in my opinion, the better tasting version of a baguette. It means traditional baguette, and you would just ask for a tradition at the counter. A tradition compared to a baguette is going to have a crust that's a little bit less thick, and the inside is going to be a lot more airy. Overall, I think it just tastes way better. They will typically be like maybe 10 or 20 cents more expensive, but totally worth it. So you've got baguettes, and then you've got tradition. Our eighth term is going to be very important for any fellow coffee lovers like myself. If you go to a coffee shop or a boulangerie or a restaurant and you just ask them for a café, you will not get a coffee, you will get an espresso. And if you don't like espresso like myself, you will be very disappointed. So café does not mean an American style drip coffee. If you're looking for drip coffee, I will tell you right away, they are few and far between. Typically, only specialty coffee shops will offer drip coffee, and if they do, it will be called café filtre on the menu. If you're looking for a bigger coffee, you're probably going to want to order either a cappuccino or a latte. If you're feeling a little lost and you're looking for someone who speaks English, you'll want to know the phrase parlez-vous anglais, which means do you speak English? And on that same note of interrupting someone or asking someone for help, you'll want to politely say excusez-moi, which means excuse me. If you're trying to go to the bathroom, you'll want to have the phrase où sont les toilettes handy, which means where are the toilets? You'll probably be traveling around a lot, doing lots of sightseeing while you're here, so it's going to be very useful to have the words comment aller in your vocabulary, and that blank spot is what you're looking for. So comment aller means how to go, and then you would add in where you want to go. So if you're trying to get to Versailles, you could say comment aller au château de Versailles. And if you don't feel comfortable adding in what you're looking for, you could literally just point to a word or to a map and say comment aller, and a French person will understand. If it's hot and sunny out and you're looking for a place to have a nice cold drink, you'll want to know the word terrasse, which means patio in French. If you want to sit outside under an umbrella at a gorgeous cafe, terrasse is what you're looking for. And when you're on the terrasse, you might want to order a bière, which is beer, or a verre de vin, which is a glass of wine. If someone approaches you in the street and tries to talk with you or sell you something that you don't want, you're going to want to know the phrase non merci, je ne suis pas intéressé. No thank you, I'm not interested. And finally, for your own safety, if you get into an accident or there's an emergency or an injury, it's very important to know that you can call either the pompiers, which is the fire brigade, and you can call them by dialing 1-8, or you've got the SAMU, S-A-M-U, which stands for Service d'Aide Médicale Urgent, which is Urgent Medical Aid Services, and you can call them by dialing 1-5. Again, we've got pompiers and we've got SAMU. And these are two services you would call if you have an emergency or a medical problem. Pompiers, or the fire brigade, I think most people call for accidents like a fire or a road accident. And the SAMU, I believe you would typically call more for medical injuries. I've also seen people call the SAMU for even just medical advice. If you're not feeling well or you've got, pain somewhere, you can typically call them and they will tell you what to do. Again, you've got pompiers, dial 1-8, and SAMU, dial 1-5. So there we go. Those are some very useful phrases and words that I think everyone should have handy before they travel to France or to Paris. I'll make sure I leave them written out in the description down below so that it's easier for you guys if you want to copy paste them or keep them on your phone somewhere. I hope this is useful to you guys, and if you're French and you want to comment some other terms or phrases down below, please do. Enjoy your travels this summer. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.